The Sisters of St. Francis have been the heart and soul of St. Francis healthcare system from the beginning. The healthcare ministry started by St. Marianne Cope and the Sisters of St. Francis originally had one single purpose: to meet the needs of those afflicted with Hansen's disease. Back then, there was no cure for the disease. Death was certain. The sisters courageously stepped forward, willing to give their all to serve God. They put the needs of others first. The sisters did not seek reward or to make a name for themselves. They were content to do the work of God and to remain out of the limelight. Yet their ministry grew and evolved. Their lives inspired a new generation of women. Those women are the sisters who currently work in Hawaii and support St. Francis healthcare system. Today, we have the privilege of working with them and listening to what's on their hearts, so that we can carry on their legacy of caring and inspire the next generation as we continue to meet the changing needs of Hawaii's people. The sisters remind all of us of the reason that each of us has been called to serve in this healthcare ministry.
I don't work for pay. I don't care what my reward is. I work for God, and I do it cheerfully. And that's what I try to do every day, is to be cheerful. You know, no matter what, you have to be cheerful. You know, it's God's sunshine shining to other people.
The sisters, like St. Marianne, also make loving others their first priority, and this commitment will have positive results.
You do it because you want to reach out to people and you want to take care of people as, the Lord asked us to. Love one another as I have loved you. And when you do that, I think it can come back to you. But if you do it just for the sake of making money or, being popular and those types of things, I don't think it works too well.
The importance of taking risks, stretching ourselves to bring out new talents, and never giving up. The lives of the sisters show us these are keys to discovering joy.
I spent probably 6 or 8 years in Syracuse, and then Powers of B transferred me down to Hoboken. It was my first experience in inner city, and they were having riots at the time, so it was kind of an exciting time. And at first I hated it. I hated the heat and the smells, and the kids sat on top of one another. They were all very close together and so on. I just absolutely hated it. But by December, I was falling in love with the children, and I spent the next 35 years in Hoboken doing a variety of things. So obviously I loved it.
I remember the first girl that I took care of, her name was Debbie. I was running 15th Street, a group home for girls. And I remember when she stayed with us, she was one of the oldest girls then, and then she was going to graduate that year. And then one day she came back and she said, I went to see my family. I said, and what happened? And she said, they're gone. I said, what do you mean they're gone? She said, they left without me. So I said, well, it's a good thing then you've got a room here. So she stayed with us. She got her degree. She found a friend. She got a job. And then she just moved on. She was happy she'd put it together.
The sisters also remind us not to be complacent, and that no matter what our age, we always have more to learn and more to give.
I think I was in my early 50s. I was still in California, and I thought I enjoyed education, but I thought I want to do something else before I get too old and can't do anything. So, and I wanted to go back to Hawaii, so I went to Hawaii, and of course I didn't have a job. I read the WAN ads, and I saw an ad that really sounded interesting. So I applied, and it was for a small nonprofit agency called Comfort, Security, and Independence, or CSI Inc. for short. And the agency provided money management services for elderly and disabled, mentally ill and substance abusers. I had never worked with homeless people. We had homeless clients or substance abusers directly, as well as the elderly. So it was quite interesting. It was a learning experience.
The sisters believe faithfulness and simplicity, working hand in hand, are necessary to perpetuate our healthcare ministry.
I feel that as a community in the various ministries in which the sisters are involved, we continue to carry out what was her ministry. And may we never falter, in serving our people in Hawaii, serving them in their needs the way Mother Mary Ann did.
You don't pick and choose. You go where God calls you, you develop a love for what you're doing, and you follow in Francis' footsteps. Francis loved people. He loved nature. I love nature. I love the plants, the flowers. And to me, people are little flowers, especially the little children. You watch them grow and blossom. So it's very, very Franciscan in a lot of things that we do.
Today, we continue to feel the positive influence of the Sisters of St. Francis. It is our privilege to be a part of this legacy of caring and compassion, and to work alongside the sisters to create healthy communities. Mahalo to all of the Sisters of St. Francis in Hawaii. You are the heart and soul of St. Francis Healthcare System.